So, now, first thing, moving into new material. So Unit 10 is not that bad. It's one of the easier ones actually we'll do. There is a lot of memorizing, but if you kind of know the pattern, you can use kind of more knowledge and less memorization. And so the first thing we'll learn are demonstratives. So demonstrative pronouns and adjectives. So what a demonstrative is, it is an adjective or a pronoun that points, from the word monstro, to show. And so the first we're going to learn is this and that. So like that girl and this boy and those students and these students is what it means. That and those. So, and we learn two new words. And I'll start first with this. Hic. Yes, these are demonstratives. Hic. Hike. Poke. And this means this or these in the plural. So hic, hike, poke can be used either as an adjective to modify a noun, like that boy or this boy or these students or these students. So that would be an adjective, and it'd agree in case, number, and gender. And across here, this would be the nominative masculine singular, the nominative feminine singular, and the nominative accusative singular. It can also be used as a pronoun, like hic, which would be this man, or simply he.
So is that where it comes from?
No. No, it does not come from this man. No. I don't know the etymology of where that comes from. And so hike could also mean she or this woman, this girl, and hope would be this thing, or just it. It can be translated either way. It's using it as a pronoun that way. And so you will like this or not like this because it'll be similar to learning qui qui quo. So it's hic, hike, poke. Then it's who use, who use, wild guess, who use. Then it's close, it's whoic. Whoic.
Is this in all caps?
Whoic. I'm just doing it so you can read it. Then it's honk. Honk. And then neuter law, hoke. And then it's hoke, hock, hoke. Then it's, now I'm going to go to my plural. He, high, hike, horum, harum,
Yeah, you're not going to be good.
horum. Then it's he's,
Is.
then it's hos, has, neuter law, hike. And then he's. So a couple things when we go through this. When you learn demonstratives, we talk about relatives, which we learned, and also intensive, and we'll talk about them. Actually, the hardest one, we're going to learn about 5 of these. The hardest one to learn is qui qui quo. So you've already learned the hardest. The next hardest one to learn is hic, hike, hoke. So they actually get easier and easier to learn as we go through them. And so you look for patterns of what you can do. So just like who use, instead of that you have who use, similar in the genitive singular, and we'll see this pattern a lot. It's like cooey, except it's huic. It's just like hui with the C. Because hic, hike, hoke likes that C there. This is very similar to HUM, but instead it's an N with a C. So it's hunk and honks, it's very similar. And then notice this is very similar to what you'd expect for the ablative singular, O-A-O, except you have that C. After you get through the singular, that C pretty much disappears except for the neuter, nominative, and accusative plural. But other than that, these are your normal first and second declension endings, right? I, orum, is, os, is, ae, arum, is, os, is. And then except for the neuter, nominative, and accusative, it's orum, is, os, is. So this would be the same as if you were doing, puer, puella, and this would be like oppidum except for the nominative and the accusative. So once you get through the singular, the plural is not as bad. All you have to remember is hike and hike, and then you're okay. So this is not as bad. And it means this in the singular and these in the plural. And this can either as an adjective like this girl, these boys, this thing, these things, and again, to point out is what they're for. Also, if I just said it by itself, hic, just be this man, this boy, or just simply he, we translate it that way. And so, the use of it is really easy. It's actually easier to use than qui quote because it's just an adjective or it's just a pronoun, so it's very simple to use. The hard part is memorizing it. And so now we have one more today. Awesome. And this one again, that one was the second hardest to learn. This one gets even easier to learn. This is the second hardest. Qui quote is actually the toughest. Ille, Ille, elude. And it means instead of this, these, it's that,
Those.
and those. So are we good?
Sir, I hadn't even started to copy those.
And then you get no maggots.
Don't worry, I got them.
That's what I figured. So, and this one is Ille, Illa, elude. And so this one you don't have that funky C at the end. And so it's going to be the same across here. Take a wild guess. Anyone? Ilius. All right. You guys already know.
Ilius. The Iliad.
Ilius, Ilius, Ilius. This one, it's going to be a little difficult, but just Illy with an I. Illy, Illy. And then after this, except for the neuter law that we'll have right here in the neuter accusative singular, it will just behave just like bonus. Oh, sorry. A little inversion on the. Thanks. It will just be just like bonus as you go across. So there's nothing else fancy. After this, nothing else fancy. So illum, illam, elude because of neuter law. And just like if you're doing bonus, illo, illa, illo. Nominative plural, illi, illi, illa. Il, orum, il, arum, il, orum. Elise, Elise, Elise. Ilos, Ilas, Illa, and then Elise, Elise, Elise. And your first CP for this unit is to write out, I'll say, write out all the forms of hic, hike, hoke, and write out all the forms of ille, illa, elude. Actually, I'll just say write out all the forms of hic, and write out all the forms of ille. And that's it. You just have to just show me the forms. Yes?
You don't have to do English or anything?
No, it's just this. It was this and these for hic, and that and those for ille. And I'll test you on that on the vocab quiz. So, disconnected. So, any question on this? And it's not too bad. The usage is not too bad. The hard part is the memorization. So again, it's just this and these, and it acts like a normal adjective. If you notice here, if you look down, after you get through the dative singular, just like you're doing the second declension. O, I, orum, is, os, is. Same thing here. After you get through the dative singular, it's like puella, a, ae, arum, is, os, is. And then same here, neuter law, then it's o, a, orum, is, a, is. So after that weird, you know the first 9 forms, you should be able to know the rest. Because really to do ille, illa, elude, if you know 5 forms, ille, illa, elude, illeus, and ille, you should already know the rest. Hopefully. So that's